Who's your family?
Black. We all family.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black at the Movies, to a visual version of Black at the Movies once again. I am your host, Yourfairysquadmother, or just Ashanti, if that's what you want to do. And we are here with Nesha!
Yay! It's Nesha Mishle, aka the Exceptional Millennial, and I'm so happy to be here with my fellow cinephile, Ashanti.
Yes!
I'm just so here. I'm so here for this, and I can't wait to just wax poetic about the masterpiece that we have just seen.
Oh, real bad. You don't even know. If you don't know, you should know because you're looking at the title. We're here to talk about Sinners, okay?
Oh,
and we all knew this was coming. We all knew this was coming. This is all I've been posting about for the past week and a half.
We know how Shanti gets. Like, this is basically just like Black Panther all over again.
Oh my God.
And I was there for that buyout.
Need I remind you, people, how many times I mentioned I saw the first Black Panther?
Right.
Like 18 times.
Right.
18 times. And this is just going to be another version of that.
I mean, it's no coincidence they're directed by the same person. So.
They are.
There you go.
He's such a good storyteller.
Yes, he's truly gifted. I love those moments when I'm watching something and I instantly know that it's just gonna be one of those like all-time classics, just that people that are just gonna be revered for years to come. Off the top of my head, like Inglourious Bastards, first time I ever saw that. I mean, Quentin Tarantino, I don't even want to go down the road because it's just I'd be here all day. I'm trying to think of like other instant class. Wicked, that was a recent one.
Of course.
Yeah, just instantly, just brilliant. The execution, the everything. What's something older that I saw and I just instantly like knew that this was just gonna be like the him of or her of
I'm him.
the I'm him of film. Like Great Gatsby was great. Love Baz Luhrmann. He's excellent.
Can we talk about Romeo and Juliet for a second?
Okay. See for the Gen Zers out there.
Oh no.
You're gonna upset me, but I need you to do your homework, okay? Like I need you to go back and watch Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes in Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. Please do yourself a favor. Do yourself all of the favors. Watch Moulin Rouge too while you're at it. Just
yes.
Just it's a spectacle.
Big yes to both.
Yes, it's lovely. You need it in your life. Trust me.
Honestly, in the same way we needed Sinners in our lives. Every single time someone has left the theater, they have texted me.
You texted me.
And I texted you.
You texted me
right after.
And it's not like we don't like chop it up like all the time, like every day, but we do have that knowledge that we're both like just lovers of film, just absolute like film stands, film buffs, the whole nine. So yeah, like when you were like, Nesha, and then all you said was, I just saw Sinners, and I was like, oh, she literally must be living in the theater right now. Like right
literally right at that second. I was leaving the theaters. And when I tell you, so I'm actually afraid of vampires.
Really?
It's
wow.
like been a thing forever, but
that is so interesting to me.
In preparation for Sinners, I have been desensitizing myself.
Okay.
Watching a few things here and there. Still have 2 more episodes to go with Interview with a Vampire.
Nice. Mentally
preparing myself.
Gotcha.
So I can enter it with a fresh mind that is not on Scaredy Cat time.
You know, I was a little concerned because I guess it does technically fall in like the horror genre. And as we were speaking about earlier, that's just not my gig. I'm not like a horror girly. I've had really close friends who love it. Like we would go to like freaking Not Scary Farm and all those Universal Studios, you know, scary things like every single year just because he was like,
out of those.
Right, because he's like upset. I've whacked so many people with my purses like, don't come up to me. Like, don't you approach me. I just become like a black mom out of nowhere. But yeah, no, horror has just never been my zhuzh. Like I'm not like looking forward to be scared.
I can understand that. Honestly, I can. I think for me, where horror loses its novelty is like the sleep aspect. Because I'll enjoy being scared.
Right.
That's great.
Right.
But I have to go to
Nightmares.
sleep at some point.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have never had that problem. I do have fears of the dark, of what's lurking in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
So the dark scares me. I know a lot of people like are afraid of clowns. I don't really have that fear, but they are creepy. Like, I'll give you that. Like, clowns are freaking creepy.
They are.
I don't really believe in vampires, so I think if it's like a thing where it's like make believe, it doesn't really like freak me out too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like gross stuff. Like, I don't like monsters that are like slimy and
okay.
It grosses me out. It more so grosses me out than it scares me.
Okay. Yeah, thankfully this movie was also extremely horny. So
people kept describing it as sexy, and I was just like, sexy? Like, I was completely thrown by that description. But naturally, now that I've seen it, I totally get it. And can I just tell you, one thing that I really respect, because I'm someone who does not appreciate, like, just, like, straight out overt sexuality in film. I think that, like, sometimes it gets to a point where you're like basically like borderline making a porn. Like, you should have just made this into a porn at this point.
HBO.
Euphoria. But we won't go there. But I so appreciated the mystery that this maintained. Like, I so appreciated that this was a sexy film. But yeah, I didn't see anyone's genitalia.
Nope.
I didn't see any woman's tits. Like,
nope.
But it was still sexy. And it's like, and I feel like it maintained the mystery. It didn't do too much. It didn't overstay its welcome in a scene. Like, every sex scene that there was, it was like you just kind of got in and out and you got the point, and it landed every time. It did its job, and I really appreciated and respected that. And I'm like, see, this is how you sell sex without having it be like so like overt and crass and like just in your face. And it's just like, okay, well, I don't really want to watch people bone. That's
it
not
was beautifully crafted.
Yeah.
Beautifully crafted.
I agree.
And I was telling someone earlier this week that all of the sex scenes are focusing on female pleasure.
Yes.
Which
Boom.
does not happen
Boom.
very often.
Okay.
It never really happens in film.
You make a valid point. I didn't catch that, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
Each one is like, either they're
initiators, yep,
or they're strictly only being given pleasure in that moment.
And it's just it's the attention to detail. Since we're talking about the relationships, I want to like touch on like Annie and Smoke.
Please touch on Annie and Smoke, because they have my entire heart.
They have mine.
Those sweet little beans. I love them so much.
They're literally like the tragic saints of the story to me, honestly, because it is like, and we're gonna go there because this is like such a heavily like spiritual movie.
Yes.
So I just love that they are very much like they just want, they just want to be in a family. They just want to raise their baby that, unfortunately passed away. Like, you know what I mean? They're
just a married couple that's going through a really traumatic time.
And you see the aftermath of just like generational curses and just like that kind of thing. It's like Smoke and Annie could have been a married couple with a baby, but like this is their life just as the aftermath of like, Jim Crow and slavery and like all of the things. It's just like that. And it's like, that's the Black experience in a nutshell. It's just like, we could be all of these things. We could have all of these things, but like our launching pad is just like, we start off on like just so much like harder terms, on so much like unlevel ground. The cards that were dealt
super fucked
are unfair, and it's like, what do you expect? You know what I mean? It's like, this is kind of the best that you can hope for in a situation like this, which is ultimately sad. So that was the hardest thing for me. But back to Annie and Smoke, I'm just I'm upset that an on-screen romance like Annie and Smoke is so groundbreaking as it is. And the reason that pisses me off is because it's not normalized enough. And the reason why it's not normalized enough is because of you people who look at a scene like that and automatically assume she's the mother,
yeah,
the
what
auntie.
The fuck is going on? How is anyone looking at this and saying, "Oh, yeah, that's his mom," or "That's his aunt"?
Because plus size black women are not love interests.
Let's try to look outside of your frame of fat phobia and misogynoir for like half a second, so you can be a real person and actually be able to consume this, please.
No, it makes me sad. It disgusts me, all of the things. So, which is why I just the attention to detail. Like, I so appreciate just like the saying the quiet part out loud. Mm-hmm. And like calling out your biases in such a like in your face way. It's just like, no, like that man loves that woman, as he should.
He loves her. He loves her. He laid his chest.
And I'm just soaking it in. I'm just like, yes, love that black woman. I'm just like, you just love her. You just love on her because she deserves it. Like I'm just taking it all in, and it's just like validating me in such a way. I'm sorry, I'm probably hitting my mic. It's like validating me in like all of the, the warm and fuzzy places that like we all just need. And I just love that, like, while it's simultaneously pissing me off that this is even such a groundbreaking thing, because it shouldn't be. This is a woman. This is a man and a woman. This should be normalized. But because of everybody's like just ill-fated perceptions of what it is to be a black woman, and like the standards of beauty for like what is considered, desirable, or who is considered a love interest.
Right.
It's wow. So I just love that they just like put a bulldozer through that shit. Like I loved it. They're probably like my favorite thing about the movie, honestly.
Same. Oh my gosh. Do you know how many fan fictions I have saved on Tumblr right now about Annie and Smoke? There's like 3 of them that I need to read.
Which, so Ryan drops us like smack dab kind of like in the middle of an established ensemble here. Mm-hmm. So I'm dying to get the details of the origin. I want to know all of that shit. I want a series on Smoke and Stack in Chicago, like why they even left in the first place. I want to know what happened between Annie and Smoke. I want to know how the baby died. I want a whole series on just the Choctaw.
We've been asking,
get their ass out of there.
We've been asking for a Choctaw vampire hunter series.
Yes.
We need that to be a thing.
No, I totally need it.
And I also need Remy's origin story immediately.
Totally. While we're on the subject, how I mentioned earlier, the film is just so deeply spiritual. Remy's entrance of just like dropping out of the sky, burned and like just smoke and just like totally just like ravaged basically. It's so symbolic. It's so symbolic of just like literally the Bible, like literally the Bible, like the devil himself being cast out of heaven. And just so I just like, Ryan, your brain. Because,
the man that you are, Ryan Coogler.
Because I know, like, you could have just had this man walk in here. No, this man was dropped out of the sky, literally like as if he was cast out. And I just thought, wow, like, you're going there. You're really going there with this.
Oh, yeah. They had a lot to say. A lot to say in this film.
And can I just say that I love that, like, African rituals were like being performed and like not in like a demonic way.
Right.
Shout out to all of you lovely deep divers on the internet who aid me in my hyperfixation when I find something to obsess over, because I have just got the film itself is like such an education in and of itself, but then just like the commentary after the fact by fellow lovers of the film has just like further educated me. And I just love when I can walk away from a film and it teaches me. I didn't just enjoy myself. I taught something. I now get to take away something from the film that I did not know before, and that in and of itself feels like a gift. And that was one of the things. Like, I got to learn about like Hinduism and hoodoo and all that stuff.
It was very cool to see.
It was very cool. I said Hindu. I think that's actually Indian. Sorry.
You're good.
I think that's actually Indian. I meant hoodoo. Thank you for correcting me.
You're good.
But yeah, it just speaks to like my ignorance of the rituals itself and like how I was educated as a result of the film. So I love that. I absolutely love that. It was pretty dope.
Shout out to the Hoodoo consultant.
Yeah,
I saw them in the credits.
So many consultants, even for the Asian representation in the film in those in the 2 markets across the street. Didn't know that there was like a whole like, you know, Asian immigration to the Mississippi Delta specifically.
AJ has a really good video about it if you ever want to watch it.
Yeah, there was like a documentary on YouTube, and they hired the lady who made that documentary to be their consultant to keep the integrity of the. So it's just like they just did their homework, and I just really appreciate that. Like, and I just love the diversity and the unity. Like, I got to learn about like a diverse community all the way back in freaking Jim Crow, Mississippi, that I had no idea. I had no idea that there was just like Asians in the Mississippi Delta.
That's like how there's a lot of Vietnamese people in New Orleans. Same situation. They all migrate to the same places.
And I love how it's touching on things that I have actually wondered about myself. Like, I'm one of those weird people who will Google, like, are there black people in Ireland? Like,
no, seriously.
No, and please, like, if it's a dumb question, like, I'm so like, a part of my ignorance is because I genuinely don't know, and I am genuinely curious. And the South, I am someone who is Southern born, California raised. But I have those questions myself about the South all the time. Like the first time I ever see like a certain race, you know, a Hispanic or an Asian down South, I'm like, oh, you guys have like Asian people here? You have Hispanic people here? Which is like, it's like they're everywhere, but it's like.
You don't know what you don't know.
But you don't know what you don't know, exactly. So it's like, again, pardon my ignorance, but it's from genuine, because I just love that. I love being in the presence of a melting pot. Like, I don't like to go to a place where it's just like one thing and one whatever. Like, we're so like just a mixed bag, all of us, that I just love seeing a reflection of that when I look around.
Honestly, and a reflection of that in the film, definitely. One of the reasons why I cried, because I had to tell my mom. My mom was like, "You cried?"
I told her I cried too.
I know, and she told me that you cried. And I'm like, well, that makes sense.
Right. It's so moving.
It's extremely moving, and the visuals are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Of course, we know it was filmed in IMAX 70mm.
Yes. Which is so expensive.
So expensive. And very time consuming.
And this film is just so groundbreaking in so many ways, because you have it being filmed in the rare 70mm. And then Ryan Coogler, he came in with his list of demands to Warner Brothers. And this is just kind of like an unprecedented, film deal where he owns the rights. He wrote it, he directed it. It's totally his. It's like black ownership to like the max. You know what I mean?
Right.
And people are mad about that. Like, there are a lot of people in the industry who are like, this is like this is so bad for the industry moving forward. Yes. People are gonna think that. And I'm just like, it's just so funny how like when black people do it, it's terrible and it's dangerous and it's, you know what I mean?
They don't want you to win when we all can see that Ryan Coogler is fast tracking on a Christopher Nolan journey. So
you called it. Y'all heard it here first. Man, oh man.
We're just gonna let the man do what he wants.
Right.
Okay? We're gonna let the man do what he wants because he knows what he's doing.
And y'all see Warner Brothers cut the check, right?
Right. Like, New York Times, I'm talking to you. We saw that fucking headline.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That is where I saw it. Moving on.
Moving on, because I will rant about that all day. But one of the things that made me cry was seeing the sharecroppers' lives and how they were living, and just every aspect of what's going on in their day. And I remember leaning over to Devon and I'm just like, I feel like all of those stories that my grandma was telling me, I'm seeing them visually right now. this film was deeply ancestral.
Oh, yes.
And I am super huge on ancestor veneration because I had a deconstruction of my faith, as they call it, which is why you see my ancestor table right behind.
I love it. I didn't even notice. Yeah, when I came in, it's such a nice altar.
Yeah,
I love that.
Those are my peoples, and I felt them all throughout the film.
Absolutely.
Seeing the sharecroppers, seeing them pick cotton. I remember my grandma telling me about the times when she would go and pick cotton before going to school or before coming home, and she had to cook for everyone.
Wow.
And all of the houses were like a mile apart. And it was crazy to be able to see that visually and have such a visceral connection. I'm like 5 minutes into the film and I'm sobbing. What's happening?
And
what's going on? And
those shots, those like really like wide expansive shots just over the cotton fields and the like crystal clear blue sky with the clouds. It's so visually just like stunning. It takes your breath away. But me personally, I feel conflicted. I feel conflicted at looking at this and seeing beauty. And I think that was part of the point. Like, I feel like you're supposed to sit in that uncomfortability because, like, America is so much like that. Like, so much beauty, but just so much pain. You know what I mean? Like, this is a shot of a cotton field at the end of the day. Yeah. So, like, as a Black American, I can't look at that and just, like, have that, like, strike a nerve in a negative way, even though the shot is just visually like, oh my God, it's breathtaking.
Right.
So
there were a lot of moments like that in the film where it forces you to sit in your uncomfortableness.
Yeah.
And I think that's on purpose.
Yes, 100%.
And not to skip around in the plot here, but I know that the general consensus from a lot of Black femme presenting people or Black women has been that they were upset that the two fully Black love interests or flirt interests, I guess you could say, for Pearline and Sammy, that they were killed. But Mary was still alive at the end of it.
Alive?
Which, quote unquote, alive, which I think people are a little bit too stuck in their frame of mind of 2025 regarding Mary in the first place. And then secondly, as you mentioned earlier about Annie and Smoke being the saint couple of it, it's on purpose.
Right. And then it's like well, at least where Annie's concerned, like, she knows where she's going. So
she knew where she was going.
I don't want people to look at that and think of it as like, it's just like the classic, like, all the Black people die in the horror movie trope. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is like deeply spiritual and ancestral. Like, Annie knew that her time was coming. That's why she asked Smoke to do that. Right. And because she didn't want to be stuck here. So it's like, you want to be mad that she died, but I'm happy about what ended up happening. That part, now you want to talk about what made you cry, that part made me cry. Sobbing. And like,
I have a note on that.
This man just like getting to hold his daughter for the first time. And I feel like we saw a little bit of foreshadowing of the type of parent Smoke would be when he had that interaction with that little girl.
Yes. Oh my God. I wrote a note about that, about how he's teaching her how to negotiate.
Yes.
That was so fucking beautiful.
It was such a small moment, but like once we got to the end of the film, I'm just like, okay, so like Smoke is like literally like meant to be a dad, clearly. He's meant to be a dad. And meant to be a dad of a girl, of a little girl. And so that moment was just like so touching. And I love how Annie framed or phrased the sentence, if you put that cig out, you can hold her. I don't want any of that smoke to get on her. And she said emphasis on the word smoke. So like that, and it was almost as if she was like,
mentioning
like
his persona.
Leave this persona in the earthly realm and like come hold your daughter. Oh, and called him Elijah, called him by his name, not Smoke. Literally said, let that smoke go and come, live eternal. And I'll start crying now.
Oh my God. Listen, the way that I was sobbing in the theater, I went to go see it at the Vista Theater in LA today, 70 millimeter. And the way that I was sobbing.
I was crying last night too. I went to go see it last night it was my 4th time seeing it.
Okay.
I feel like we're like single-handedly like giving you guys a profit on this film at this point, because like it was my 4th time seeing it. I'm sure it probably still won't be my last, because I still want to try and see it in the 70 millimeter. But I did see it in IMAX last night, and it was worth every penny of that $25 the ticket cost me to go see it. But yeah, I was just having that same like just visceral like emotional reaction to these certain scenes. And then I just love how every single time, it's not even an exaggeration, every time I've gone to see it, I've taken away something different when I've left the theater.
Right.
I'm I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
You're fine.
This is a spoiler review. I'm sorry. You need to have seen the movie.
Not DSG. Put fucking spoilers.
Spoilers, like all the spoilers, and
in the title, please.
And this will be like non-linear reviewing, like
no, not at all. I mean, if anyone's watching Black of the Movies, they should know by now. That's not what we're doing anymore. If the last 2 episodes haven't shown you, we're just gushing.
We're just gushing over,
and that's fine.
All of the things that come to us. But from this most recent viewing of the movie, what I actually took away from the film was that Sammy named one. I didn't know that was Sammy's club. I thought he was just performing there.
Oh, okay.
But that is apparently his club, and the reason I know it's his club is because, and I actually have a photo of it. I took a photo. That mural in the background of them performing, I'm pretty sure that's a picture of a mural of him, because the name of the club is called Perlene's. I didn't even notice that.
And he also has that chair that he's sitting in. It says Sammy Moore on the back, painted all fancy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even notice that either. But yeah.
I just noticed that today.
Yep, I caught it right there. Perlene's.
That's him, because of the scar.
Yep, because of the scar. And I didn't even notice that before. And I was like, oh, wow, it's his place. And he named it Perlene. Man, but I mean, that moment, how does that moment not stick with you for the rest of your life? He said he wakes up paralyzed once a week. Trauma, PTSD.
And shout out to Buddy Guy. Oh my gosh.
Is that who that was?
Yes.
I had no idea.
That's him?
I had no idea.
It's amazing to see him in this film.
That is great. I had no, like, I need to be more, like, abreast with my blues culture, because like I hadn't the slightest idea. It's
totally okay. Most of my blues knowledge is directly from my grandma and grandpa.
So my mom, when her father, my grandfather, passed away, he's from Shreveport, Louisiana, so he is a blues man through and through. And I just remember my mom like obsessively like listening to blues that he would listen to after his passing. So it's just so deep, like, you know what I mean? It's just so deeply just in our culture. It's so deeply ingrained in our DNA, just like our music and our history is tied to excuse me.
Bless you. Bless you.
Ooh.
You have one bless you token left.
Because once it gets to 3, it's just like, what are you doing? Get your life together.
Use it wisely.
Stop sneezing. Like, cut it out. I'm sorry I have allergies. No, I'm good. Thank you. I'm sorry I have allergies. But
same.
It's just so deeply ingrained in our DNA, like music. Like, and I just love, speaking of music, I feel like this is everybody's favorite scene, like the Conjuring scene, like when we get to see
Sammy's old Afrofuturism scene.
Yes, where we get to see what exactly Sammy is capable of with his ability.
When I tell you, my mouth was open.
I was
the
crying.
Entire first watch.
You know when
open.
like when black people like shit, and they just want to like start like throwing. Like,
yes,
I just wanted to
throw your shoe at the screen.
I was like, this is so fucking good. Like, I was like, this is so good. I just couldn't. Oh my God, I was so like.
It was amazing.
I was riveted.
It was. I think the way that I described it to a friend was that it was transcendent.
Yes, perfect
and
word.
Seeing so many different generations and walks of life of Black culture represented in one room through a connection through the ancestors,
and having it just be like so seamlessly, like it
so
stayed on
seamless.
beat. It stayed, you know what I mean? The transitions were just like, man, I can't say enough about that scene. If it's not your favorite scene, I don't know.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what movie you watched. How is that not your favorite scene?
Right.
He should win an Oscar just on that scene.
Just on that scene.
On that scene alone.
I will say one person on Threads who is my favorite artist, I'll pop him in the future realm. He did mention that there was a lack of Vogue, and I thought that was very interesting. That was not represented there.
Yeah. You know what? And the fact that it was taking place in the South, I didn't really feel like country was really represented, even though blues is country. Mm-hmm. But like I that was another one too, with it specifically being the South. And like I feel like Black people are just the originators of music in general.
They definitely are.
Like we just are. Like a lot of like the origins of music just connects back to our ancestry. But there were like some genres that were not represented that I just attribute that more to like, you know, you can only do so much. It's like we're the originators of everything. Like, what do you want us to do? Like,
right.
There's only so much time we have. It's only so little time in the day.
Right. I don't know. I feel like queerness tends to get steamrolled over.
Yeah.
But
I agree with
Black
that.
Culture.
That I feel like to represent it in its entirety, that would have been a nice addition.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just to
speak to all of it and not just one part of it.
Yeah. But I know at the same time that even though it is 2025, we are having a rapid decline back into conservatism. And when it comes to Black people and their outlook on that.
Right.
I'm not surprised. That it was not in there.
Speaking of Black people and their outlooks, I want to talk to you. Right. Well, I've been seeing just a lot of very interesting commentary and rhetoric online from Christians, from the Christian community in regards to this film, who just love their performative outrage and just love to reach for the low-hanging fruit that is like, this film is demonic, and
they love that word.
It's so great. It's awesome.
Love
it
that
you know,
word.
and it takes me back to, you know, Harry Potter days where this is witchcraft, and I'm just like, wow. I'm like, actually, this like whole work of art as in its entirety has like helped to shape me into the person that I am today.
Right. That's
and
usually how it goes.
And it is because it's so much more than just witchcraft. It's like political, and it's, you know, like propaganda, and it's, you know, social class issues, and like it's just so much more than you just calling it witchcraft. So it's like, it's the same thing with Sinners. It's like, it's easy for you to say like it was just too demonic and I just can't take it.
Right.
That's just, okay, girl. Cause like cause the gag is, quiet as it kept, it's like such like, there's so many like monumental spiritual teachings in the film itself. It's definitely a movie about like spiritual warfare for sure.
This is a Ned's Declassified guidebook to spiritual survival.
Right. And then
like,
it's like what do you think? Do you think that it's like it's all like sunshine and rainbows? It's just like, no, it's like when evil enters into your life, it's not gonna be like just like, you know, like hellfire and brimstone.
They're
like,
not just gonna drop in.
No,
it's gonna wait for you to invite it in. And it's gonna do that through manipulation, through coaxing. Through temptation.
I love that scene where Remick is just like speaking to all of them, and he's pushing all the buttons. he's, you know, telling Grace about her daughter. He's, you know, Stack approaches him and, you know, he's trying to get his brother out. He's just like, I'm not doing this without you. And, you know, Remick's like, I came here for Sammy. If you give up Sammy, you know, like, I'll leave the rest of you alone. And it's like all of them have this moment where they're about to go out there themselves. And that is how evil works in your life. It's like, I think people are looking at it as like, you know, like, or I guess Christians are looking at it as like Sammy's dad was right. Like, his music just invited the devil in. It's no.
Sammy's dad put a hex on him, quite literally. Are you kidding me?
Number one. And number two, like, that entices evil. Like, evil is enticed by your gifts, and they will try to use your gifts for, like, evil, and they will come in, like, you know, like, not, it won't be overt. It will be like, you know, with a smile and with, like, very tempting propositions. And, like, that is the real true nature of spiritual warfare. You think it's just going to be, like, easy for you to just, like, cast off the evil? It's just like, no, it's going to be very tempting. It's going to be very hard to say no. You know what I mean?
Very
but
true.
that does not automatically qualify a work of art as evil. I feel like so much of what art is meant to teach you if only you have the will to listen. You know what I mean?
If only you have the gumption.
Right. If only you had the nerve to just sit there and, like, educate yourself instead of remaining woefully ignorant. That is my issue with so many of these, like, religious rhetorics about, no, it's demonic. Notice how I go straight to redneck.
Honestly, yeah.
You're like, you're not wrong.
You're not
Even
wrong.
though I am specifically talking to, like, my black Christians. It's like, come on, y'all.
Black Christians think a lot of things are demonic.
Yeah.
Continue to sweep very rough topics under the rug.
Right.
Because there are some things that they are willing to talk about and a lot that they are not.
And condemnation is not ministry.
No, it's not.
It's like, it just feels like so many people misinterpret religion as a vehicle in which to judge. Like, because I am a religious person, that now gives me the means to judge you and your life and what you're doing. It's just like, actually, it's not anything about that. It's actually, like, nothing about that. Like, it has nothing to do with judging somebody else. It has everything to do with loving somebody else, regardless of your differences, of your this and your that and the third. But no, I feel like it just speaks to, like, people who they are at their core. And it's like, and if you're just so eager to judge something, like, right off the bat, it's just like, you're not the intended audience anyway.
Hate to sound like Remick, but you kind of do have to approach for fellowship and love.
Right.
Sorry. Oh.
You went there.
Sorry. Oh, God.
Speaking of Remick, I just love the rich Irish culture. I've never been to, like, Ireland and stuff like that, but I love, like, I've always loved Irish folk music. I love Irish drinking songs. I love sea shanties, and so many of those are just, like, Irish inspired, along with, like, Scottish and English. But
and the fact that you got to sing Rocky Road to Dublin.
Right.
Nuts.
And just seeing, like, not just, like, you know, like, Irish people are just like white people, but, like, it was like a whole,
everybody.
It was like
because they were all a hive mind at this point.
Exactly. And somebody made it, I wish I remember who said this, but somebody made a valid point, because they were talking about how Remick really just wanted Sammy. Like, that was the whole reason that they were there. They were drawn to Sammy's gifts, and Sammy was, like, the ultimate reason he was there in the first place.
Right.
And he wanted to be, it's because he's miserable. He's been, you know, a vampire for however long he's been now. So he has no connections to his people, and he wants to have that connection to his ancestors. He wants to be connected to the ancestor realm so he can see his people again. And he said as much. And it's so funny how he has that experience of witnessing Sammy and his gifts, and how he's able to move people with his gifts. And he wants to feel, I feel like that's what that scene was, with him singing and everybody clapping and, like, you know, being all jovial around him, was like, he wanted to experience that same feeling of, like, people being moved by your abilities and your gifts, but it's just like, but it's not the same, because people aren't really moved by your gift. They're moved because they're hive mind now, and they're, this is what they're basically being forced to do and told to do. They're told to celebrate you and to clap for you and to dance with you and celebrate you, whereas Sammy has the actual gift, and you covet that gift so desperately that you will like literally stalk this man outside of the juke joint all night, risking your own lives to do so as well, because it's just like, when morning comes, what are y'all gonna do? Like, you know what I mean?
No, you're just gonna keep coming back.
You're just gonna keep coming back.
Choctaw Indians are still looking for you.
And I feel like it's worth mentioning, too, that they want Annie. They also want Annie, too. They want Annie, and they want her abilities as well.
They want her abilities real bad.
Yeah, which is why they're pissed when she's died.
Faces. You can see Mary and Stack's faces drop.
Yeah,
as soon as they see
what Smoke does. Keeps his promise, yeah.
I'm in pain. I'm in pain.
I know.
The way that you could see just the torrent of emotions on Smoke's face when
Jordan.
She says to him, "You promised me."
Yes, because he didn't want to do, like, oh my God, he just did so good. His emotional range. Because like Smoke and Stack are so like
they're completely different,
vastly different. You know what I mean? I love that there's a poll online like, which twin do y'all want, like Smoke or Stack? And then some people are like, I'll take the pair of Jordans. Both pair of Jordans. I'll take Smoke. I'll take the level-headed twin.
Listen,
any day. I've had my bad boy era.
Someone on Tumblr said, Smoke is the man that you bring back to your family reunion and you make him a plate.
Yes. 100%. Yes.
You make him a plate.
Nail on the head. Yep.
Honestly, they're so right.
He is that one. I had one of my friends, she was like, I don't know why, but the bad twin was kind of like attracting me more. She was like, I need to have a come to Jesus. I need to have a conversation with God, because I'm like, God, what's wrong with me? Like, why is this? Because this is doing something to me.
I need a therapy session for that. Girl, oh no.
I'm well past my bad boy era. Like, Smoke and Mary can do Stack and Mary can do they la-di-da thing, child. But to their credit, because I don't want it to look like, like Stack and Mary are the bad ones. To their credit, like, they ended up vampires, them ending up vampires was neither of their faults, really.
Right.
It was just a situation that they kind of ended up in. And then Stack and Smoke are so joined at the hip, like they're literal twins. So I feel like it's only natural for him to not want to, like, live life eternal without his brother being there by his side, when that's been their dynamic their entire lives. Literally.
And it's so interesting seeing all the conversations regarding Stack and Mary online.
It's a tricky one.
It is.
It's a touchy subject. One.
I know that Black people don't like biracial people anymore, apparently.
That's always been a thing, though.
I understand that that's like a thing.
It's all like, I remember back in the day how they used to have like light skin versus dark skin, or like team light skin. That dumb colorism shit.
So I understand the apprehension of like seeing the genuine love between Stack and Mary and seeing like, oh, this is just lust, which is what I got on the first watch. And that's because my eyes were blown wide and I was super excited to see the entire film. You're not actually grasping every single part of it when you watch the first time, which is why often you have to go back for a second watch from a less guarded lens. Yes. Especially if there's something that you did not like in the first one.
And them specifically, it's such an incredibly nuanced situation with just
so nuanced.
And again, their accuracy in touching on the history with the one drop rule and like, the whole nine. It's just like, okay, so it's like, this is like, we're not just talking about a biracial couple here. We're talking about passing in the Jim Crow South. Right. You know what I mean? And ultimately, I could tell right off the bat it wasn't just lust. Once they had that moment where he was like, what do you want me to say? That I love you? That but I was getting irritated with her because it was like, and I don't want to get I get irritated with her, but it's so true to the character. I just love how everybody knew their characters so well, because she definitely had that kind of like privileged entitlement of like I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna say my piece whether you like it or not. And this dude is just like, woman, like I am a black man, you are a white passing woman.
And
they will lynch my ass. They will grape your ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to keep you safe, us safe ultimately, but you specifically because I love you. I'm trying to keep us safe. Like, you think I wanted you to marry? And again, this is why I want the origins. Like, I want to hear about selling ass in Little Rock. Like, I'm like, wait, what? Like, what? I was like, I'm sorry, what? Selling ass in Little Rock?
There was a lot going on.
Like,
a lot going on that needs to be explained.
Would you let a John pay with an IOU? I'm like, and he was like, but I wasn't selling ass in the Delta. I'm like, I need to hear about why you was selling ass anywhere. Like,
right.
I need to hear the backstory. And like, obviously Mary is like a huge part of that, because they keep referring back to like Little Rock. What, like, even the vampires come in there like, what if they're from Little Rock? So I'm just like, I need to know, but there's obviously like a history there. Like, there's obviously some type of like deeply rooted history. Like, these aren't people who just like had a passing fling, which, if I'm honest, I thought like Hailee Steinfeld's character, from seeing the trailer, I thought she was going to be some kind of like detriment to them. I thought it was going to be that classic,
like someone who just shows up.
Yeah, like one of them got entangled with a white girl and it's a femme fatale situation, and she ends up being their downfall, basically.
I mean, but she still was, but
she technically still was.
That's
but
for
not
a different reason.
For a completely different reason. Like, I thought it was one of those things where she had absolutely no right to be there, and she was just kind of like taking her place. But it's so
Of course, it was better.
Annie and Stack are like the gray area. It's like, because I understand both sides of the argument. Now, I did see a lot of uproar about the one comment where Stack is like, do you want me to get one of these field bitches to drag you up out of here? And she's like, I'll kick it. I'll beat up any bitch in here because you taught me how to fight. So
the way someone in my theater the first time was just like, girl.
But look, and Mary had a little bit of that in her too, because she was like, because what did my Sammy was like, oh, I think you're in the wrong place. And she was like,
boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
I was like, okay, that 1% is 1%.
It's 1%ing real bad.
It's 1%ing real bad, like real bad. But I just feel like that happens when, as a culture, right? Let's say like me as a black woman, I have friends of other races that, because we develop this rapport and we have this kind of like, relationship, there is a little bit of a comfortability there that could potentially like rub others the wrong way. But I feel like that speaks more to your authentic relationship. And I feel like it's important for you as the black person to be like, all right, this is cool here, but you better not pull that shit out and put, because if I don't know your ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to warn you.
And you could tell like the difference of how Mary was talking inside the juke joint to comparing to when she was talking to Remick.
Yep.
And was it Joan and Bert? I believe?
Joan and Bert. Oh my God. I don't know why, but Bert was just like, something about him. He was like, the way he was like at the door, he was like, well, we have money and we trying to spend it with y'all. Like, the way he talked, like his dialect was just like, I'm like, he is just, man, something about him is just drawing me in.
Something about him. From the moment he got up from finally being turned and looked at the camera and said,
oh, he's just resting. Remick's like, oh, he's just resting. And then the way Remick jumps back and forth from like his Irish dialect to his like Southern drawl is just like, what, like which Remick am I watching right now? Like,
no, for real.
Am I getting ancestral Remick or am I getting like Southern hick Remick? Like,
and Remick was such a good villain.
Yes,
such a good villain.
A brilliant villain.
And then
a brilliant villain.
And then also, every single time he was on the screen or there was a transition from him, we got this really cool-ass guitar riff.
Yes!
Especially the one with the moon in the background.
Yes!
And I'm like, this feels
that electric
like some
guitar
universal,
this
feels like some universal old-school monster shit.
I loved the crossover of the music. Like, I love that it didn't just stick strictly to the blues. Like, the next, like, 1 minute we're listening to blues, and then the next thing you know, there's just like this, like, almost borderline like modern sounding guitar riff that I would expect to see in a horror movie today,
It's
not in
metal as
1930.
hell.
Metal AF, okay? Like, metal through and through. And I'm just like, what? And I loved it. Like, I loved how there was just such a blend of like past, present, and future, like all throughout the entirety of the film.
And it didn't look stupid.
It didn't. It worked.
Which is my issue.
That was the shocking part, was that this actually works. Like, how did y'all get this to like make sense?
No, literally, there's a scene in an episode of Lovecraft Country. Also with Wunmi.
And this, right, with her, number one. Number two, I haven't seen anything that's like a period piece that incorporates the supernatural other than Lovecraft Country. That's the only thing that I can kind of compare this to that I've kind of seen before is Lovecraft.
Literally. And there's a scene in there where she's walking and then it just starts playing a Lake 47 song. And I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, huh?
And now you're making me want to I haven't seen that in forever. I was so upset about its like early cancellation. That just angered me so hardcore. So I definitely need to do a rewatch because it was so good.
It was very, very
and
very
it was
good.
Cut short way too soon.
Way too soon.
Justice for Lovecraft.
Listen, the way that I was following that writer on Twitter at the time, and when the cancellation got announced, she started releasing like scripts and stuff that you can go through. Just Google Docs, anybody can open it. She started releasing pictures from her Bible for the second season.
Oh, well, I love that.
And I'm like, we could have had it all.
No,
we could have had it all.
No Adele.
No Adele. And at some point, more than likely, based off of how HBO has been moving, it's going to get removed. And then we're not going to have access to it, which is what they've been doing to a few shows.
I don't appreciate that at all, actually.
No, not at all.
Don't piss me off.
Which is why the deal for Sinners is so big, because I'm just like...
Because y'all are not doing this again.
The
y'all
way
not
that they
doing
are
this stuff
erasing
again.
media from the face of the earth.
No.
I don't like it.
Heinous.
Absolutely heinous. You know, there was one scene actually, because I'm thinking about like that guitar riff, and I'm thinking about all like the sound design. The scene where Slim and Stack and Sammy are in the car after they see a chain gang, and Slim is explaining how his friend Rice got lynched.
So I actually just saw kind of like a deep dive explanation of that scene.
Yeah.
That it was improv. You saw that?
The song at the end was improv.
Yeah, because I guess the monologue was supposed to be longer. Like it was supposed to be like a 3 to 5 minute monologue.
Yeah.
And Delroy Lindo, like just the class act that he is, like as he's telling this story, it just that's what he was feeling in that moment. He just naturally transitioned into, and that was so like on the nose, like that was such a nail on the head. Like that speaks to like so many grandparents and like you know our elders, and how the blues is like literal like pain being transformed into art, and he showed it like a literal example of it, telling just such an awful story, and immediately just like transferring that pain into that music, into that humming. And, you know, like I said, Delroy Lindo is a legend.
He's an absolute legend.
So
and the
for
way
him,
that you could hear everything happening in the background, and I think it was like different since I went to the 70mm one today, but everything was just so much easier to hear. And like hearing the tightening of the rope in final gasps.
Yes.
When I tell you that I was haunted,
yes,
I felt a chill go through my entire
That was
body.
crazy how they had that audio playing, as it just amplified the pain of the story. And as he transitions into that improv moment, that again, I want to stress, that humming moment was completely improv. And now I can kind of see the confusion on Miles's face, because this is, you know, Miles's first acting gig ever, which I'm touching on that
First
next.
ever.
Because that's next. So now it's like the confusion that you could see on his face like makes so much sense now, knowing that it was improv, but it fit the scene so well. Like, you know, this is just a young kid and he's getting told this awful story, and then this man just immediately starts humming. And, you know, Michael B. Jordan being a little bit more of a seasoned actor, you know, not on Delroy's level, but being a lot more seasoned.
He's been in the game for
a very long time. So he knew exactly what to do in that moment to like kind of carry. He could feel, I'm sure he could feel it. And they're playing off, you know, they're colleagues and they're playing off of one another. And I just love how Michael just immediately knew to go into like, you know, like, hey, like you got that guitar, like play that thing. And it was just such a rich and powerful scene. To know that it was completely improv just makes me love it that much more.
Me too. And to think that it was going to be on the cutting room floor.
Right.
It's crazy.
And I love that Ryan is a director who listens to his actors.
I just said that in the car today. Like, hearing Michael B. Jordan talking about how he never yells even though everything gets stressful.
Yeah.
How great of a director he is.
Yeah.
Like, 100%.
Yeah.
Delroy told him that he needed it to be in there. It needed to be in there in order to carry the story forward.
And he's not wrong. It's so, I can't imagine it without, like, if the ancestral conjuring is my favorite scene, that scene's my second favorite. Honestly, because it's just so impactful in the way that it just shows blues like at the blueprint of blues, literally. It's like, we take this pain that y'all inflict on us and turn it into literal art. And yeah, passing the chain, I could feel that was going to be a moment. I could feel it as they were approaching, and they're passing the chain gang, and I'm like, this is the Jim Crow South. It's like, no, we don't have slavery anymore, but we have Klan members going out and accusing black men of whatever the hell, raping white women, stealing, whatever, and then they get their lives taken away. And that's that. And it's like, it's literally just slavery all over again, just in a new costume and a new form.
It's the book that my professor, shout out to my professor that was at Pasadena City College, Mr. Christopher Jimenez West. Thank you for suggesting a book called Slavery by Another Name. And that's what I was harping about as soon as we left the theater.
Yep.
Because
that immediately came to my mind. I was like, wow, chain gang. So slave. It's like sharecroppers and chain gangs. It's like, it's not slavery anymore. It's separate but equal. But, you know, sharecroppers and chain gang. And oh my God, and the money. I wasn't really understanding the money part at first.
All the different forms of money.
Yes, but like the plantation credits and
the
how
wooden nickels.
Yes, and how Smoke would get so pissed. He was so pissed about Annie accepting that money from those little girls. And granted, it didn't look like any money I had ever seen. So again, this movie is such a history lesson because you're educating me. So I'm like, wow, these white people were really paying these people like fake money, like monopoly money.
Monopoly money. I know.
Now, and I'm like, girl, I understand why Smoke is pissed. Like,
right. It makes sense why he was pissed. But also, that's my favorite scene between Annie and Smoke.
I mean,
that's my favorite scene throughout the entire film.
Why wouldn't it be?
That's my favorite.
It's just so
scene.
like, it's like so much tension, but like in the best way.
The banter and the back and forth, and also I feel like I'm not gonna say this word correctly, but the aberration that happens that distorts both the outsides of the film as well as her voice when she's speaking.
When she's
Smoke,
like, how do you know that I wasn't praying every day using every root my grandmama ever gave?
Right.
Like, how do you know?
How
do
you know?
You're alive, ain't you? And
your trifling ass brother is alive too. So
your trifling ass brother. Speaking of trifling ass, I love that scene where Mary approaches him at the train station and he finally gets her to walk away. And she was like, "You go to hell, Smoke." And he was like, "Well, your trifling ass gonna be right there next to me." Oh, so good, so good. But yeah, I love that. That was like so powerful, and I can see the conflict in Smoke because like I feel like he does believe it to a certain degree, but he holds on to the skepticism. And I know part of that skepticism that he has to do with the loss of their child.
Right.
Because he straight up says, like, why it didn't work for our baby then?
Literally. And, you know, there was someone on Threads today who was just like, the reason why none of the root work worked to help that baby survive is because the child's death was already fated. There was nothing that could be done about that one, just based on time. There's nothing that could be done.
And I mean, to a certain degree, like, not to just like sum it up in such a like tight little neat cliche of like everything happened for a reason, but you know, like to a certain extent, if our lives are like preordained to be like a certain way, it's just like Smoke and Annie were supposed to reunite with their child in the ancestral world to a certain degree. Like, it was just, maybe that's just the way it was supposed to be. And I feel like Stack and Annie's fate, not to say that they're like bad people, but I feel like it's fitting of just based on the personalities. You know what I mean? Like,
Stack and Mary?
Yeah, Stack was more of a wild card. You know what I mean? He was a little more of a loose goose.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
they were a perfect match for each other. Okay, the lines that she was delivering.
A child.
And the fact that Stack was in the car teaching Sammy how to find the button.
Where to find the button.
Is this happening right now? This whole film was horny.
Speaking of which, sidebar, where the hell did y'all find Bo's fine ass? Cause like,
oh my God! When I tell you, if he told me that he was outside and the car's warmed up and I'm ready, I was like,
out. I'm sorry, Grace, but your husband is fine. I'll be like,
fine
oh,
as hell. I would have
walked
walked out. They would have got me. They would have got me. Oh my gosh!
Got you.
And then Cornbread gaslighting us. The way that Andy was just like, there. You mean you can't take your big ass into here without being invited?
Somebody made a very good point online that I love that nobody questioned Annie. Like, even Smoke in his skepticism of, hoodooism and all of that. He
knew that she was a badass.
And he knew that she wasn't playing and that she knew her shit. So
he let her take over.
I love that type of relationship dynamic because you can easily fall into these kind of like traditional, like, I'm the man machismo. But I love that Smoke was so much of a man because he knew where to let his woman kind of lead the situation because she is the knowledgeable one in all of this. And just and being the soldier that he is, just like diligently, like, like led the troops, like got the troops ready, like started like, sharpening the stakes and gathered the garlic and, you know what I mean? Like, just prepared themselves for battle. So, and you see how it just made him better. Like, the dynamic of him letting her lead where, she is well-versed. It just makes him better. It just makes them both better together. You know what I mean?
Heart, dude.
I'm telling you, they're my favorite part of the whole shebang. Like, they really are.
Too.
It's just so meaningful. They are so meaningful as a pair in the film. You know what I mean? Someone, especially with Michael B. Jordan being someone who is considered to be like conventionally attractive.
Right.
And it's like, it's not that his like attractiveness is needed to validate Wunmi's attractiveness.
But you never see someone like him.
You don't
get
see
paired
that
up with someone that looks like her.
And you know what's even crazier? So remember when Michael B. Jordan was dating Lori Harvey, and then they ended up splitting up.
Yes.
Which I know was gonna happen. But I won't go there. But so me and my friend Charisma, I've had a podcast with her, and we were just having a discussion. It's just like, okay, so like we're matchmakers. Who's next? Like, who in Hollywood do we pair Michael B. Jordan with? And the first person out of my mouth, I say like, what about Lupita Nyong'o? And she's like, no. And I'm like, what do you mean no? And just like, but like, do you really see, like with him being like with someone like Lori Harvey, like, do you really see him being next to someone like a Lupita Nyong'o? And I said, why not though? And I feel like that's part of the problem is that like, what is wrong with the Lupita Nyong'o versus a Lori Harvey? And of course she's like, nothing's wrong. Like, there's nothing wrong. It's just like,
desirability politics.
Right. We live in this society where people want to see people be paired with somebody that like kind of like matches their, but I don't believe in that. Like, and I hate like with Bridgerton and the most recent season, and Penelope is full figured and they're talking about mixed weight relationships. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Wait a second. Mixed weight
relationship.
Okay. They should have never let y'all niggas figure out how to make up words, because the way
they should have never gave y'all niggas podcast mics. Like, they, like, literally all of the things, like, they just shouldn't ever. Mixed weight relationships, girl. So I'm just like, so it's not, you know what I mean? It's not the first time. It's like, there's this quote from this movie. It's called the Jane Austen Book Club, and they're discussing the book Emma, and how Emma is in Jane Austen. She's like a matchmaker, and they're always, you know, they say they want the pretty with the pretty, the ugly with the ugly, and it's the detriment of the breed. Like, we want everybody to look like they're supposed to be with who they're with. Look, and I'm like, what does that even mean though? That we want them to look like they're supposed to be. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all these phrases are like they're like making me cringe. I heard another story too with Chris Evans, like another like really good looking man in Hollywood, and he was dating this girl, Jenny, what's her name? Jenny something. She's this white Jewish girl with she was in that show Girls on HBO. She has curly hair. She has kind of like a larger nose.
Girlfriends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they were, I need to look up her name, but they were dating. And, you know, Chris Evans is someone, obviously, who's considered to be conventionally attractive.
Very.
And the outside public kind of, based on what I read and heard, the outside public is the one who kind of tainted their relationship because it really weighed on her self-esteem.
Oh, I did read this.
Yes, it really weighed on her self-esteem and her self-confidence when people are like, well, why is she with him? You know what I mean? So it's really society. It's really society needing to get their head out of their own ass and focus on and worry about their own like shit that they got going on in their life, because it's really just projecting. Like, you're really
all
just,
it is.
It's literally you just projecting your own inside ugliness, your own insecurities out into the world and making other people feel bad, like, for no apparent reason other than just to be, like, ugly and just totally disgusting.
Very true. Which is why it's going to be Annie and Smoke forever.
Forever.
I'm going to make a t-shirt.
I'm writing for Annie and Smoke.
As soon as this podcast is over, I'm hopping directly onto the Canva Pro.
Period.
And I will be making a t-shirt for myself.
I'm going to buy the first one.
For real. Because the way I love them down.
And we obviously need to see it more, because people, again, they need to get out of their head, out of their own ass, and just realize that, like, love is love, and just stop, like, whether it's, like, a tall woman with a short man, or, you know, like, a plus-size woman with, you know, a muscular man, or, like, whatever the case, like, who fucking cares? Like,
who cares?
It's the chemistry for me. Like, I love some good chemistry. So
the way that there was a Meet Cute NYC video.
Yes, I saw it.
And
I posted it on my story.
I'm like, I need them to be together.
I kind of want it.
I need them to be together.
I love the way his face lit up when she just said, when they were like, what do you wish for one another? And she said, I just wish for you, like, all the success in the world, but rest. And the way he just, like, got so, like...
He blushed.
He
blushed multiple times in that movie. I'm just like... Please, I'm begging you, Michael B. Jordan, I've never asked anything of you, but just this once.
And she's stunning. She's stunning.
She's stunning, and she's talented. I loved her in His House on Netflix.
I haven't seen that.
Crazy.
I need to see more stuff with her. Another thing that I saw that had a beautifully celebrated Black woman in it was Mickey 17 with Robert Pattinson. And again, it's like, I need more of this.
Hand it over.
I need more, like, Black women worship, please.
Hand it over.
I'm eating it up. 2025 is off to a great start.
And this is why I write so much Black romance.
Good for you.
I'm like,
we need it.
Please.
We need more of it.
There is obviously a major gap that needs to be filled.
And there's obviously a desire for it. Like, being able to look at a film and see a reflection of yourself, not just a reflection of yourself, but a positive reflection of yourself being loved on, yourself being cared for, and being spoken life into, that is so needed. And I so want that for my thick Black queens, especially my dark skin thick Black queens. Like, I will celebrate that all day every day. I'm sorry, that's my good sis. She deserves it. She deserves to get her back blown out.
Thank you.
They was hunching.
They was hunching. Oh my God. And it was so freaking hot. And I'm just like, I feel like I should leave. I feel like I should leave.
But again, they didn't outstay their welcome. Like, you know what I mean?
It's just the chemistry was so like,
it was palpable
and thick, and I was just
your body didn't forget me.
I feel like I just walked in on something that I'm not supposed to be a part of.
I'm so sorry.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's how I feel.
I need to excuse myself?
That's how I feel about. There was one movie with Kofi.
Which one?
Where he's an artist.
Yes, I know which one. It was on Netflix.
That's how I feel about that film. Every single time they could just be talking, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Right. I'm such a chemistry girl, and I just love when people, like, when it comes to film, I love when the casting directors are able to just master chemistry, are able to recognize it in such a way that you can just know that it'll translate so amazing on film. And I live for that. That's probably my favorite part about the movie. And not just like romantic chemistry, but just like when actors are able to just play so well off of each other. I love experiencing it. I love experiencing chemistry in my own life. Just that, like, that click, like, oh my God, like, you see me. So being able to both empathize with that feeling on a personal level, and then seeing it translated on screen, and being able to just take yourself there, know exactly what that feels like and smells like, tastes like. It's nothing better.
There's nothing better. And you know what? You heard it here first, folks. Michael and Wunmi,
please.
You know what to do.
Please. I would live for that. Michael B. Jordan has always secretly been my Aquarius baby daddy, like, in the back of my mind. But I would gladly give that up for Wunmi. Please. He's all yours, boo. Like,
please, just make it happen. Invite us to the wedding.
Just make a statement. Just let your love.
Just something.
Just be like, just resistance. Just let it be an act of resistance in and of itself.
Yes.
Just Black and beautiful.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Oh.
I wanna touch on Miles Caton really quick too.
Yes, you were mentioning that you wanted to get back to that.
For this to be his first film, just like his emotional availability and his rawness, his vulnerability, like, it's just wow. Like, I was just blown away at the fact that this was his first film.
You couldn't tell that it was his first film.
The fact that he learned how to play the guitar strictly for this film is brilliant. And that kid's voice, like I hope this isn't inappropriate, but it's literally, this dude is literally like a Negro spiritual, like, with the way.
Like, no, I get it what you're saying.
No, like,
I get what you're saying.
His voice is like from a different time. Like, it legitimately takes me back. The only thing I can really compare the experience to, I remember the first time that I watched Twilight, and I found out that Robert Pattinson was the one singing. Like, there's like 2 songs in the film that literally sound like an old man, like a wise old man playing guitar, like, but it's this young, like, British kid. And it's just, it was like, I need you to make more music. You sound like, I don't even know, like an old blues singer.
That's how I feel about Samara Joy.
Oh. Like, Ella Fitzgerald and Billie Holiday's, like, modern day love child. Like, like, I just, the blends of voices, like, married together to produce this brilliant, talented artist that is Miss Joy. I love that girl. Like, and she sings all of my favorite like retro songs. What's that song? Guess Who I Saw Today. I'm like, how do you even know that? I thought I was the only weirdo who knows that song. Thought I'm the only weirdo millennial who just happens to know that old ass song. How do you know that song?
I had that same reaction.
Like, bro, like I thought I was the only. Like, your mom makes fun of me all the time. She's just like, Nesha, you're so old. She's like, we'll be out and about, and I'll just start singing some old ass song that's playing. She's like, how do you even know this song? Like.
Just because.
I am a researcher. I'm like a connoisseur. Like,
that's when I was neuro spiciness, baby.
Listen, back in the day, back in the line, I'm showing my age. Back in the LimeWire days, I would literally fry my computer up, just downloading like new, and it was whatever my flavor was at the time. Whether it was rock, I would just go down rabbit holes and make these discoveries, and suddenly I need to know everything about that artist and everything they've ever done. I remember my first trip to Europe was when I was 15, and I just had this tour guide. She was so cool, and and I didn't even realize like how cool at the time. I knew she was cool at the time, but I didn't like fully appreciate it until much later. And when we went to Paris, she took me to see Jim Morrison's grave. I had no idea who Jim Morrison was at the time. I had no idea who the Doors were. But now I get to look cool because now I get to act like I've always been in on the conversation because I've gotten to see Jim Morrison's, where he was laid to rest. And I just so of course, like once I learned that, I become obsessed with the Doors and like all that stuff. So that's just me. I'm just like a hyper fixator when it comes to anything that I'm passionate about, and that just happens to be film, music, and books.
And I already know you're probably going to go see Sinners like a bajillion more times.
Probably.
Like I am. Because I'm already thinking like, $5 Tuesdays. I can go watch it after work.
My next thing is just the 70 millimeter because they said that it's like rare film and like, you know what I mean? So like the word rare is just like jumping at me. It's just like it's once in a lifetime. Like I have to do it.
When I tell you it's rare, there was a part today when we went to go see the movie at the Vista in the beginning where the entire aspect ratio got warped.
Yeah. I remember them saying that.
Completely warped. And so someone is fixing it actively. And Devon's like, man, what are we doing? And I'm like, you gotta remember, they're putting this film through a projector.
Yeah.
And then they're fitting the aspect directly to the screen in real time.
Yep. I saw a video of how like they actually do it and how the process takes so long and like it's like a whole
you saw the IMAX one?
Yep.
Where she's like, it's gonna take 45 minutes to load this up.
Yep. What a job. I would love that job.
We might be the same person.
I was like, what, like, just, like, job, like, random, like, just odd job. If I had to just get, like, a regular, like, whatever 9-to-5 job, I was like, I'll probably work at a movie theater. But I'm not a great people person, so probably not, like, selling tickets or at the register. I want to probably be a projectionist. Just put me up in that booth. And now I get to see all the movies.
Man.
For free, because I work here.
Also, shout out to Phantom of the Megaplex from Disney Channel. Because
girl,
projectionist is what that made me think of.
You just unlocked a core memory. I have not thought of Phantom of the Megaplex in years. And so I love how there's millennial Disney kids and there's Gen Z Disney kids. Because once like Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Hannah Montana, that's when I was like exiting Disney. Okay. And I'd speak of movies like to my cousin Caleb, who is technically a Gen Zer. I'll talk about like Xenon and, Stepsister from Planet Weird and Don't Look Under the Bed. And he's like, I don't know. Isn't it so great? I was in a smoke shop the other day and I randomly saw them playing this on TV. I'm like, I love this movie. I'm like, this is like speaking to my childhood.
I would have pulled up a chair.
I stood there for like a good 5 minutes. Like I was like, damn, I have to go to work. But oh my God, I'm just in shock right now. This is like a blast from my past.
Oh, that's amazing.
True Confessions, The Color of Friendship. I could go on and on.
We're going to have to do an episode about it. We gotta talk.
I think one of the have you ever heard of that game? I Know You Fucking Lying.
No. What is that?
It's from that guy Terrell. You know
Oh
Terrell.
yeah.
So he plays that game on his show, and he turned it into an actual game. It used to be something he just played on his show with his guests, but he turned it into an actual game that you can physically buy. And one of the cards says, how many Disney Channel original movies can you name? And then you just go back and forth. I can name 1. I can name 2. I can name 3. I can name 4. Da da da. Say I get to like I can name 8. You go like I Know You Fucking Lying, and then I have to name 8 Disney Channel original movies. And if I don't, I lose. That's how it works. It's very fun. It's a very fun game.
I might have to purchase that game.
Oh, it's very fun. We have it. Me and Caleb. So game night. You just name the night. You can test drive it.
Well, I have one final question for you.
Oh, is it the movie soundtrack?
Yes,
the life soundtrack.
It is that question. I have to ask every single guest that comes on here.
Yay, because I'm ready.
So, if you had to choose an artist.
I'll
give you 2.
I actually need 3.
Oh, you need 3?
And I need them.
I'll give you 3 for the soundtrack of your life.
Beyonce.
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
And someone I feel is very fitting for the subject matter that we have been discussing, Hosier.
Period.
Hosier is of Irish heritage. I love that. But also his
Ooh, he can sing.
It's so soulful, and it's bluesy, and I feel like the movie just so eloquently represented how much our lineage and our history cross paths, and how and the influence of one another's cultures into our own. And I see that, and I look at an artist like Hosier, and I see that ancestry, like his respect for our lineage and how it has influenced his art, but then also so largely influenced by his own. So I'm just like, Hosier is just such a fitting artist for for this. Plus, I just love him down. Like I love that man. That's another one of my baby daddies. But he's a Pisces.
Too dicey.
No shade to Pisces. It's just I'm an air sign, and that's a water sign. So, but I won't even go down. But we make great friends. That's what I'll say. Period. It's more of a romance thing, but water signs make great friends with air signs.
Those are some good options for a soundtrack. I don't know what I would.
Beyonce is just the artist of my life.
Honestly,
I've followed her trajectory for the entirety of her career, and since I was like 9 years old. So there's that. She's literal mother.
Do you have a specific Beyonce song that you feel fits your life?
Fits my life.
Or your life
I was
story?
Here. I was here. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yep. That's the one that, when it comes to me and like impact, and like the impact that I want to leave with like my art and my stories, and yeah, I feel that. I feel those lyrics. I feel those words. Kendrick, just because I feel like I have to throw a little bit of rap in there, and he's my favorite rapper, and the reason why I say I feel like I have to throw a little bit of rap in there is because I feel like rap just so perfectly captures like the harder moments, the moments of rage, and the moments of like, because life isn't always easy. Right. So I needed to accurately reflect those hard moments, but I also, like Beyonce, I just need that Virgo perfectionist for the ballads or like the upbeat moments, and then just like that raw soul bearingness of like Hosier, like he's just. I need my vulnerable moments to be Hosier.
That's a good mix.
Yeah, I agree.
I think today I would definitely say Fouché. Real bad.
I'm not mad at that.
Softcore has been the album stuck in my brain.
I need to do a proper listen.
And then definitely Duran Bernard because
I just love that man so much. He's
amazing.
He's just incredible, and
I'm going to that concert.
I just love how he's like the epitome of just like Black carrying on, but like now it's like a genre. You know what I mean? Because just that crazy ass, like, extra ass vibrato and that flamboyance.
I'm gonna have to show you something after this.
I'm down to see it. I want to see it. But yeah, he's just that guy, and I'm rooting for him. My cousin got to meet him in person. Yeah,
that's amazing.
It's incredible. Yeah, lucky him.
I'm saying it's like how Jamar just randomly ran into Andre 3000 one day on the street,
and that's such a 3 Stacks thing. Like, I feel like if you were to, especially nowadays, like, I feel like you could literally run into that nigga at the laundromat at this point, like. Legitimately. And I would be like, can you play me a little something? I would love to hear the flutes.
please and thank you.
I love him. I just love him and respect him as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, though I would girl, the way that I would lose my shit if I heard that Andre 3000 was putting out like another like hip hop body of work, I would just absolutely like gag. But I just love his evolution as an artist, and I love that he is being true to himself and his art and the way that he wants to live his life, because he just wants to be regular degular, and I respect that.
Honestly, after being in the limelight for that long,
I
probably would also want to be regular degular.
Listen, I 100% agree. And some people, they just look at it like that. They're like, look, most of the time I live like a regular life. This is my literal job, and that's how
why Kendrick doesn't post on Instagram
or Jay-Z, or it like a lot of rappers don't, because it's just like, this is not my life. It's my work.
It's not what I came here for.
Yeah, and unfortunately, a part of that work is promoting it to the masses. And once you get to a level of celebrity, it just becomes, sometimes it can feel like a prison. I'm sure, like you're trapped and you're.
I know some of these niggas just want to go to the grocery store.
For sure. You know what I mean?
They just want to go to the grocery store.
And not have to, like, buy it out or whatever, like, whatever you have to do to get everybody to clear it out. Like, basically, like, inconvenience, like, hundreds of people just so that you can shop in peace. Like,
100%.
Which must be a pain in the ass. But that's why, like, it's such a weird struggle for me, because though I do consider myself to be an artist and I do want to put my art into the world, and I want my art to do well, and like everybody wants like a certain level of notoriety, I have just never been interested in being famous.
Yeah.
I love like Broadway stars, like a Audra McDonald or like a Brian Stokes Mitchell, because though I am obsessed with them because I know who they are. I'm a theater kid through and through. I know who Bernadette Peters is.
Right.
But I bet you she could go into Rite Aid and like most people wouldn't know who she was. And that's the kind of artist life I want to lead.
Same with like Heather Headley.
Yep. Lettucey. You know what I mean? They're like Black famous, as they call it. Like, we know who they are. And that's so crazy how I went from like being a younger person and thinking like, like I see like Taye Diggs and Neil Long. It's like, oh my God, Taraji P. Henson. Like, these people are like famous AF to me. But growing up and learning the nuances of Black Hollywood versus like traditional Hollywood, and how that's absolutely a thing, and how like Omar Epps can literally like walk around the neighborhood that he lives in, and I can look over and see him and flip the fuck out, but like a bunch of other white people walk past him and they don't even know who he is, which is weird to me.
It's very crazy.
I remember one time being in like Sherman Oaks, and I saw like the guy who played Professor Ogilvy just jogging, and I was like, I'm losing my shit, but he's able to be free out there because
and then a random person next to you is like, huh?
Like who? Huh? What? I'm like, it's Professor Ogilvy. Like, are you joking? What? You didn't watch the Parkers? Like, so having that realization that like your household has not been everybody's household, especially when it comes to matters of race. You know what I mean? And I remember having a conversation with an old coworker who was not Black. And I'm talking with my friend Charisma about The Best Man, and how that movie has always sparked so much debate in relationships of mine, just based on like who was wrong, Lance or Mia. And I remember this girl, this coworker, again, not Black, and she's like, what movie? And I'm describing it to her, and she's like, "Oh, I never heard of that." And I was like, "Well, that doesn't surprise me." Like, and she gets all offended that I say that. I'm like, "Well, it's not meant to offend you. It's just like it's literally like a demographic thing. Like
that's like me expecting somebody to know about BAPS. That's
right,
not black.
right. That's like, why would I expect that? You were raised in Orange County. It's just not your demographic. Like I was like when I was younger, I was raised in Inglewood before. Like I didn't even know who NSYNC and Britney Spears was until I moved to Fontana when I was 7. Prior to that, it was
when I tell
black,
you
black on black.
that I missed all of Britney Spears' career
really?
until like middle school.
Really? I know. I believe it. I believe it because I didn't know who any of these white people were literally until I got into the suburbs. Like,
quite literally.
No
and
idea.
then when like watching the trailer of Sinners, I'm like, oh my god! And I'm like running to my friend Chase to go show him. He's like, oh, sick.
Right.
Awesome.
It's still, that's crazy to me how it's still a thing to this day, because I'll see content where people in like the BuzzFeed office are getting asked like, what's the song of the summer? And the way that I'm expecting everybody to say they not like us,
And no
not
one says it.
like us. One or two people say it. Everybody else is like, what's Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, or Good Luck Babe, Chapel Roan. And then no shade. The listen between Chapel and Billie Eilish and Sabrina, listen, they all have joint custody of Kiss FM at this point. Like those are the girls. Like they those pop girlies.
Those are the girls.
Dominated the summer, but not like us.
Monumental.
Not like us. Like, that is the song of the summer, and the fact that you guys don't know that is weird to me. Like
that's how I feel too.
That's strange to me.
But you know, non-black people consume media differently than we do. So, yeah.
No shade, but
no shade. Yeah. Which is why that buyout happened for Black Panther 2.
Which I appreciated.
To be honest with you,
I love how
that's kind of why this
I
started
love telling that story.
Place.
I love telling that story. Like, yeah, like my friend's daughter, she just bought out the theater. So like, she was like, cause I just need like to watch this with other black people, and that's it.
Honestly, that's really why Black at the Movies started in the first place.
I love that.
Growing up in the suburbs and being so far removed from black people and black culture, and still like accessing most parts of it.
Yeah.
But not necessarily being able to share that with anybody.
Yes.
I'm like, there are some things, some films that I need to watch with black people, which is how I felt about The Color Purple. I didn't do a movie buyout for The Color Purple, and I regretted it the entire time while I was watching, because it was just not DSG and I sitting towards the middle of the theater, and then there were 2 white men at the top of the theater who were talking and joking and cackling the entire way through. And that film, even though it was a new iteration of The Color Purple, was so near and dear to my heart, and something that I shared personally with my grandmother, because she would show me movies as a way to teach me lessons, a fast track teaching me lessons.
That's such a black thing. Like I'll never forget my mom sitting us down and like having us watch like Boys in the Hood and like but to teach these like so nuanced but important lessons. And I'm right there with you with The Color Purple. The Color Purple has always, it's just been in the backdrop of my black ass upbringing. Like you don't get a black upbringing and just not know about The Color Purple. That's like unheard of. But it has come to mean so much more to me in my adulthood because I really feel like at its core it's like a young black girl's like journey like back to God and like her own relationship with God, and like just a journey back to like spirituality and faith and finding that within herself, not necessarily through like the traditional way of like through the church, but like just having her own journey of self-discovery.
Nesha, are you gunning for permanent host because that's what it feels like is happening right now.
No, I'm just speaking from the heart.
If you see Nesha on multiple episodes moving forward, you know why.
I'm literally just speaking from the heart, and it's because I had my own like come to Jesus mode. For those of you who don't know, I had a whole like nomadic experience where I literally just stripped myself of my entire like belongings, my whole life, like just stripped myself bare, and was like living in my car, and then like bought a camper and just started like living and traveling on the road like I was Jack Kerouac or something, like but I was having my own like kind of color purple moment of like just not understanding like why my life was so hard, and like why it was such a struggle, why it seemed like it was such a struggle being me, and just finding the God within myself, and like learning to like listen to my own intuitive voice and having it just be the loudest voice because that's like the God voice in myself, and just having that whole like break away from traditional religion and church, because I have my own church hurt that I had to grapple with, and like how like Black churches feel so performative now. Like when it comes to like, theologians and religious teachings, I want to be taught. Like I don't want to be, I kind of like veer away from like something too preachy because automatically it's like triggering. It's like, oh, it's too performative. Like I don't trust it. Yeah. It's like I want to be taught. Like I'm very much a student of life. So I trust something that's more like logical based and like taught to me, as opposed to it being like Bible thumped and preached shoved to me, shoved down my throat. And I feel like everybody has to have that experience. Like as a believer, everybody has to have their own experience like that. And while we're on it, like Sinners is no different. With Sammy, everything he knew about God came from his dad and the church. You know what I mean? So he had to have in order for like him to like truly have that faith in his heart, he had to have his own relationship with God. He wasn't going to get it through like the doctrine being shoved down his throat from his father. Right. So, and I loved at the end how he just chose himself and chose his own pathway, because his music is a God-given gift. His music is not evil. That was the one part of the messaging from his father that I didn't respect, was that like, oh, if it attracts evil, then it's like it's evil. It's just like that's. No. Yeah. That's definitely not it. You said no. No. But yeah, I know we're veering away from the color purple, but
what time are we at?
I don't even know. Like
now, DSG, what's the time?
Hour 36.
Oh shit. Okay, well, thanks.
Thanks for watching. Like your longest episode ever. I wouldn't even be surprised if you had to like break it up into two.
I think this one is like. This one will end up being the second longest.
Okay.
Because the first longest was Black Panther, the first one.
There you go.
For a good reason.
Understandably so. And it's only fitting that it was another Ryan Coogler.
Ryan Coogler's just going to do this. I'm so afraid to do Black Panther Part 2 because that one's going to be even longer. I already know.
I bet.
Because I know so much about that film.
Really?
Yes, I know so much because I listened to the podcast that Ta-Nehisi Coates was doing during that time. I read ridiculous amounts of articles, and of course, I was writing fan fiction and reading.
We're talking about Wakanda Forever, right? Yes, of course.
So I already know that one's gonna be. I already know that one's gonna be real long.
It's just such an emotional one.
Thank you for listening and or watching. I don't know if you're actively watching this. I don't know anyone who does that anymore.
Thank you for having me. This is like, as you can tell, like, because I can't shut up about it. Like, this is just my favorite thing. I love to just sit and just gush about movies all day long. So,
dude, I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, I love this. And
this is what I do.
If this is like, is this like a preliminary run for like co-hosts? Like, sit girl, say less. Like,
this might be, okay?
Just, you have my number. I'm down to be a hybrid co-host every now and again.
Where can the people follow you? Plug some stuff.
Oh, okay. So you guys can follow me on Nesha Mishle on all platforms. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. Currently experiencing a social media hiatus for the moment because I'm like in the midst of like some rebranding. Your mom is helping me out a lot with that, actually.
Love it.
But yes, I'm in the midst of doing some rebranding, so I'm going to have like some new content rolling out, some new podcasts, like stuff on the way. Might even be in, in the works of doing a mukbang. So some great stuff on the horizon. So yes, please follow me and follow the journey.
Please, all of the info is on the screen. Future Not DSG adding in post. And thank you again for coming. And
thank you for having me.
Y'all people for watching and giving our last episode 115 views. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Run it up.
Yeah.
W's in the chat.
Yes.
Please.
Yes. And please comment, like, share.
Please comment, like, share.
Subscribe.
Subscribe if you want to. It's free.
We love you guys. Thank you. Bye.